Let's. We actually have a story to talk about with kids and stuff. We have this from the New York Times. It is how a debut graphic memoir became the most banned book in the country.
That's crazy.
Maya Kobabi's book, Genderqueer, about coming out as a non-binary, landed the author at the center of a battle over which books belong in schools and who gets to make the decision. So I don't know if you could pull that up and we can show the image.
Can we?
What? It's just the article from the New York Times.
Okay, yeah.
So the issue here is the New York Times won't actually show you what's in the book.
Right.
Because what actually got this book banned from libraries is sexually graphic images and the books directed at minors. I can only describe it that way. If I were to actually say what the book showed, then parents would probably be upset, which I can respect. But YouTube absolutely would give us a flag.
1,000,000%.
Well, so what'll happen is when the show's over, we'll go and it'll give us the yellow demonetization thing. Then we got to request it. If I describe to you the images in the book because they're sexually graphic, we will get confirmed demonetized, and the clip from the show will also be demonetized. And you could potentially, YouTube will punish you with down ranking. So they used to do this in the past where they would apply codes to your channel, which would make it harder for people, like shadow banning, basically.
Yeah.
If I tell you what's in the book, and this book showing sexually graphic images was being put in school libraries, and when people complain about it, the New York Times defends the book, doesn't show any of the images. Why? Wow. Could you imagine what would happen to the New York Times if they showed these graphic images? It's people doing things. It is cartoon images drawn of the author, by the author, showing people engaging in activities. We'll call it that.
It's young people though, isn't it?
Yes.
One depicts minors.
Oh my goodness.
One of the images. I think they both might depict minors.
What makes this the
Disgusting.
most banned book? Like, what is the? How
Think
do they
about
quantify that?
Think about what they're saying with this. A book with sexually graphic materials was in a children's school library and got removed. It's the most banned book. Yeah, well, Hustler is not allowed in the school library either.
Yeah, Hustler is definitely more of a banned book.
Yeah.
Better
That's
articles
disgusting.
too.
Oh, but Hustler was never put in and then banned, so technically it wasn't.
Right. Technically, yeah.
No,
yeah.
it was always banned.
Yeah. It's
If
just
it
started out banned.
It was never allowed.
So where is the line? And this is why I think when it comes to left and right, it's just literally tribe. It's like, do you bend the knee to what the left is? Because if a kid walked into a grade school with a Hustler, the teachers would freak out. If a kid walks in with this book, well, it's educational.
Well, it's not just the kid walking in with it. It's the teacher walking in with it and showing it to the kids.
Right to jail.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They should be in prison.
Yeah,
And
really.
Hustler, that should, I mean, you are a danger to society and you're a danger to children if you're showing them pornographic images.
Yes.
That's it.
Hustler, for instance, is nudity. This is actual sex. This
is
book is
bad.
showing it's cartoon sex, but it's sexuality. That's a little different than
And
nudity.
are the people are they actually depicting minors in these cartoon images, in these drawings they're doing?
I'm pretty sure the most notorious image from this, which depicts an adult activity between two people, is they're minors. I'm pretty sure the point of the book
is if you can't tell, you got to err on the side of yes, they're a minor. It's called lolly. You know, you can't mess with cartoons of young looking people.
But look at this. This woman here, they're like, the New York Times gets this woman to come out. Her name is Mandy Zhang of Wappingers Fall, New York, is planning to start a banned book club. Hey, all right, we can show up and bring Playboy with us because that's not allowed in schools either, right? This is the fascinating thing to me because I hear this argument from the left where they're like, they're trying to ban books. And I'm like, there are tons of books that are legitimately banned from these schools. When they talk about, wanting to ban critical race theory books, just as a blanket statement, I can't remember who he had on the show, but I was like, I don't want to do that. I think schools, depending on the age, should critically discuss what this book is. My issue is when they inject the ideology into their classes without telling you what they're teaching you is the praxis of critical race theory.
What about having...
I don't want books banned, but here's my point. It's not a banned book club to bring porn. You're like, these books are... Actually, that's a great...
Sounds like an awesome book club, by the way.
Right? Yeah, no, that's a good... No, that's
I've never considered joining a book club before.
That's a sketch or a cartoon. So we got two comedians who make content. You can either of you can take it. Where people are like, it's a banned book club, and the book I bought is Playboy.
But like, they're making the argument for why the books should be banned too.
Yes.
Well, what do you mean?
They just don't realize it. Like, can you believe? Like, they're making an argument in favor of banning books because when you use the phrase book ban, It doesn't really have a positive connotation.
Oh,
when you're
right.
like, there's this book ban, look what's on it. And you're like, maybe we should have a book ban.
Maybe we
Maybe
should.
you shouldn't let children look at everything in schools.
It's easy to make your own book now too. So any psycho can make a book about crazy stuff, get it in under the censor radar. Like Amazon, you can publish your own stuff on Amazon.
If you posted these pictures on Instagram, they would ban you.
Yeah. Well, and look,
They would delete the post and give you a warning.
Yeah.
Well, and look at, you had Amazon insiders complaining about Matt Walsh's book, Johnny the Walrus, being #1. And if I'm not mistaken, they were actually trying to derank that.
I don't know about deranking, but they got it removed from children's.
Okay, yeah, so they had it removed from the children's section, so that's not acceptable. But
It's not-
showing graphic lewd images, as far as we understand, which actually depict minors, is acceptable. That is hideously disgusting.
Is there a way for people to find this image so they know what we're talking about without
It's
actually
on
having to
Twitter,
show
all
it?
over.
No, yeah,
I mean, if you Google
I don't
search
even want to
it,
encourage people to look
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
not
I mean,
good.
it's like,
But you-
know thine enemy.
You do need to know what's in this book, because the way the New York Times is painting is they took a picture that she didn't even put in the book and they said, oh, this is what the artist draws. And it's like, oh, Mom, I think I might be bi. Oh, that's so sweet. How could Republicans possibly want to ban this? If this is actually what's in the book, that's crazy. They're just being mean. But that is not what's in the book. And I was so relieved to see that this tweet that the New York Times put out about this article got freaking ratioed
Good.
right to heck, because everyone's like, this is what's actually in the book. I was like, did you guys put the picture in the article? Of course they didn't.
Can you scroll? Does it say 18 years and up?
Yes, it does. It does
then-
indeed.
Where does
Isn't
it
that
say that?
It says right there,
crazy?
18 years and
Hey,
up.
Look at that.
Where exactly is it? I don't know.
Reading age and the little the icons.
Which
That-
way?
Like that
These?
no, like the all the row of
Down-
icons.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
so
18
specifically,
pages.
and it's not even
Hey.
it's not a kid's book. They
No,
say
it's not.
historical and
Fascinating.
biographical
Yep.
fiction graphic novel.
So 18 years and up. So why would anyone complain that it's not allowed in schools?
Yeah, although I
Because
guess
they're
you,
perverts who want to groom kids.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally it.
Yeah.
Or they're ignorant and they're foot soldiers for a mass movement of psychosis. I've been overusing that word psychosis. I know, but it is.
I don't think it's possible to look at
Dozens-
this book and claim ignorance.
New York Times, dozens of schools pulled it from library shelves.
Yes.
Republican officials in North and South Carolina, Texas, and Virginia called for the book's removal, sometimes labeling it pornographic.
Okay, but
Suddenly, Kababe was at the center of a nationwide battle over which books belong in schools. Yo, Amazon says 18 and up.
the scandal is that these were in schools in the first
Yeah.
place.
Isn't there
Yeah.
constantly too like a blue state red state debate where blue states go, these are the books we don't think are appropriate, and it'll be like Huckleberry Finn or something.
Right.
Then
To
it's
Kill
like-
a Mockingbird in
or whatever,
California.
like they kind of go back and forth, and it's weird that they have it's usually race
but-
and sex. And,
But hold on. Look, if the left, this is the derangement and the twisted nature of the activist left. Any leftist could come out and start speaking out against this and be like, this book shouldn't have been in there. We don't see it. We see the defensive. We see the New York Times defense of it. They do come out and talk about, Huckleberry Finn. Oh, it's got old racist terminology. It shouldn't be in the schools. It's racist and insensitive. There was a big story about a kid who complained because they had to read the book and the book uses the N-word. And it's just like, okay, that's a book which is contextual history. It was written for a period, during a period, and we can address that critically and talk about it. That's fair. This book is literally labeled 18 and up and depicts sex acts between people, and that shouldn't be for children.
Yeah, and it's just something some pervert made because they want to show children and warp them. It's not as if this is something that's part of America's foundational classical literature that it would be important for a kid to know.
What concerns me is when someone is warped as a child and then grows up and warps children the same way they were warped, like the cycle of abuse, physical abuse. A kid's beat by their parents, they grow up and then they beat their kids. I hate to see the same thing happen with sexual abuse. And
So,
not saying that transgenderism is sexual abuse, but I would be afraid that some of it,
It's the exploitation.
Right.
when people are abused, their minds get pretty crazy sometimes.
When you have abusers masquerading as the LGBTQ positive whatever, we've seen this. They try and sneak it under the radar. They make people look bad. They make the whole community look bad. But I think the left is so instinctive to defend any and all. You end up with bad people getting away with bad things because they'll just feign being part of some community. I want to mention Huckleberry Finn's in the Library of Congress.
Good.
1876 published.
It was
Mark Twain.
I read like the first third of the book. I remember it was awesome.
I
It was
honestly,
great
I'm trying to
story.
think now too. I'm like, I honestly think when I was in high school, maybe not, maybe elementary school, but we did read it, and you read it out loud, and I was like, man, if you were that kid who got that page,
Watch out.
Is that the one where
god damn.
where Huck was going down the river on the raft with Jim? Or is that Huck and Jim on the
Yeah,
river?
yeah.
That book's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's all the time, but yeah, it's like if you, especially now,
PBS banned Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Why has Huck Finn consistently landed on the list of banned and challenged books? Because it talks about race and stuff like that.
It uses the
So,
N-word. But I mean, it's
absolutely.
Not, but it's the Jim is like the black guy, and they're good friends. Huck like has massive respect for the guy.
Well, isn't the point of the story that like he's belittled for his race and it's completely unfair?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sees past that. Like,
It's such a good book, man. It was such a. I didn't finish the book, but it was
Can't-
so
can't-
good.
I mean, it wasn't that
That's pretty
good.
good.
I was 12, I
Pretty
think,
good.
when I read
You
it.
can't allow it, but adult material that Amazon says is for 18 and up. Can I, my friends, if ever someone comes to you and they're like, what are you talking about? And you know, what's going on? And they don't believe you when you tell them weird stuff's happening. Just go to Amazon, look up the book Genderqueer and say, what age is the recommendation? And, whoa, this just came out.
Yeah. That's from just now.
Whoa, this just broke right now.
What?
Yeah.
Let me just finish that point.
Yeah, finish your point.
Show
Yeah.
them the
That's
genderqueer
cool.
thing. This is groundbreaking, but show them the genderqueer thing. Show them the banning from schools and show them the outrage. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.